And good morning, YouTube. It is, well, it's technically still night. It's Monday, January 20, hang on, trying to open up the Obama phone, because at this point, when I just hit the screen to look at the date, I can't read the date, because it's over the part where the screen is shattered. It's Monday, January 23rd, 11:49 p.m. Well, I managed to get out of the house before midnight. That's worth something. Yes, I was supposed to be at work at 7. Whoops. I'm not sure where I'm sitting at UPT, but I'm sure I got enough PTO to fix that. But, oh man, I gotta stop doing this as often as I'm doing this. You know, and the crazy thing about this is the first time that I've got up for work so late that my windshield is fogged over. That helped. Wow, it looked like there was actually some frost on there too. Got my defrost on, and yeah, it's cold in the car right now. I don't know the temperature. Of course, I could maybe look it up on the Obama phone. I think. Oh yeah, I don't have service, but I'm still close enough to home to get on my Wi-Fi. 39 degrees. Brr. And of course, if you live anywhere else, you're like, 39 degrees, that's nothing. What's your deal? My deal is I live in Phoenix. 39 degrees is really cold by Phoenix standards. And I'm not sure why I'm doing this maneuver to get out of this parking spot. Just lazy, I guess. And yeah, I'm not parked in my covered parking because I did manage to get the bins there today, which is probably the largest reason why I overslept for work as much as I did. There's the bins. It looks a lot less like an abandoned vehicle sitting there, so that's something. Got the doors locked, so hopefully that will keep the homeless junkies out of it. It was an ordeal and a half moving it. As I said in the last video, my friend came over and helped me with it, and yeah, we struggled to move that car. That car is, unlike my Saturn, that car is flippin' heavy. And the fact that it has a flat tire and like 2 low tires doesn't help any. I really need to inflate the tires, and hopefully they still hold air and they're not too dry rotted. Which is it's really sad, because I mean the tires on that thing are in really, really good shape, and I've just pretty much let them die from just sitting. The toughest thing, so bit of a struggle getting it from where it was parked. And then once we got it into the alley, not too much, it wasn't really too rough, just pushing it down the alley to in front of my carport. And there's a slight incline there. Like, you don't really notice it when you're walking. It looks pretty flat, but there's a definite incline. So, you know, even the tiny incline, you know, it makes things a lot easier. But once we got it in front of the spot, trying to get the wheels turned and get it into the spot, oh my God. Yeah, not only was it an incline getting it up into the spot, but there's just kind of a bit of a... It's not particular, like it seems flat driving it, but it's not exactly flat going onto the cement where the covered parking is, and just that little bit of a ledge trying to get it pushed over that was just hell. Just absolute hell. Yeah, probably should have been more than 2 of us doing it, and I gotta give props to my friend who had the genius idea. Absolutely genius idea, because I mean, without that, we'd have never ever did it. Like, we got the front left tire over the to the point, because once it was on the cement, like, that's flat, it rolled fine, no problem pushing it. You know, it's got the whole. In fact, once we got the front half of the car on the cement, it was no problem rolling it. But yeah, the what do you call it? The front left wheel, which was the first one that hit the cement because of the angle. We were able to do that just by like pushing really hard and kind of rocking it, and we get it to roll forward. And finally, we got it to roll up over that. But yeah, the right. Well, that's not a good place to park. Guy parked on the left there in the door area. Probably won't be able to see it on the video. It's pretty dark. I don't expect that guy's car is going to stay there very long if he leaves it there. Because as soon as ADOT sees that, they're going to have to impound it. Or not ADOT, but DPS, Arizona DPS. No, anyway, we were just like pushing and rocking it, and to the point of not making any progress. And he came up with the absolutely brilliant idea of using his scissor jack behind the front right wheel and jacking it up, not a lot, but a little bit, to where we could kind of rock it and push it off the jack. And then every time we did that, it rolled forward. It really didn't feel like it was moving much, but then I would quickly run around the left side of the car and hit the emergency brake so it didn't roll backwards. And we could tell each time it rolled forward probably about 4 or 5 inches, 6 inches, something like that. But oh my God, a lot of effort for each gain of 5-6 inches. And after doing that, I don't know, 4 times, 5 times, we finally got the front right wheel up into the carport. From there, like I said, it was pretty easy to get it pushed up, by the giant granite table. But oh my Lord. Yeah, Corey, I owe you breakfast. I totally said I would buy him breakfast at one point. I said I was going to buy him breakfast, and then went into the living room, started watching, ended up watching a movie on the new LaserDisc player out of the big giant LaserDisc collection. And as cool as that LaserDisc player is, and all the features that has, what I really should have done is gone to my damn mailbox, and I'm pretty sure I have a Toslink cable that I ordered from a long Toslink digital optical cable that I ordered from Walmart.com, just in the same order where I bought the live album. Pretty sure I got that sitting in my mailbox. I just get my ass out of the mailbox. I need to empty my mail. It's probably been 2 months since I got the damn mail. Yeah, it's probably sitting out there. Could have hooked that up. There's several discs in that collection that have DTS digital surround, and we could have checked that out. Something widescreen DTS digital 5.1 surround, and really showed him what that new player is capable of that my old player couldn't do. No, I didn't do that. I just went into one of the boxes, because there's 6 boxes of LaserDiscs in that big collection I bought. And I just opened one of the boxes towards the top that I haven't flipped through yet, and started flipping through it, just looking for something cool, something that would be entertaining to watch, and found Caddyshack. Yeah, a 1990 pressing of Caddyshack. So it had digital audio, so there's that, but mono. That movie, a lot of people don't realize, a lot of movies from the 80s. I mean, yeah, blockbusters had surround sound for sure, but a lot of popular mainstream movies that are still pretty iconic had mono sound well into the mid 80s, and Caddyshack is one of them. Now, I do believe there are later releases of that have done post-production to it to add a surround sound soundtrack to it. As a lot of the the score of the music done by Kenny Loggins was obviously recorded in stereo, and there's multi-channel recordings of that exist, so it's possible to go back and add some depth to that. But no, the audio on my LaserDisc is true to the theatrical release, and that it is mono. And I didn't even put a surround mode on. I still had it in Dolby Pro Logic recording, so it was just taking that entire mono soundtrack and putting it in front and center of the center speaker. And you know what? It sounded fine. It sounded fine. We were kind of just into the movie because neither of us had watched it. Well, I'm not sure Corey ever watched it at all. I didn't even ask him. But I certainly have not watched it in many, many years. And while I remembered some of it, some of the stuff, it was, I don't know, been long enough that I watched it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Caddyshack is a fun old movie. Oh yeah, and boobs. but yeah, no, nothing remarkable about that particular LaserDisc pressing of it. Like mono digital audio and pan and scan. 4x3 pan and scan, being a 1990 release. There is actually a 1999 release. I looked it up on while we were watching it. I looked it up on LDDB.com catalog. Put it into my movie catalog, and so there's been and that's always fun to do because I'll learn like how many different LaserDiscs and pressings exist for whatever movie is I'm watching it, and mine is one of 3 LaserDisc pressings that exist for Caddyshack. Oh, here comes something. Gotta fly around on the right. And if you drive like that guy, you are probably an asshole. Oh, watch him weave in and out of traffic. Dude, it's an accident waiting to happen. I mean, I'm late for work, and I'm not even in that much of a hurry. Although, I'm looking at the time, and it's pretty much straight up midnight right now. And I figured out the other, last week when I overslept this much, that if I show up between midnight and midnight 30, everybody's on break, so there's like no awkward rush. It's not as awkward for me coming into work trying to figure out where I go. I just show up at the after lunch stand-up, and I clock in at 12:30, like I'm supposed to, coming off a lunch break, and instead of getting hit for 6 hours, even though I'm 5.5 hours late coming to work, instead of getting hit for 6 hours of UPT, I get hit for 5 hours of UPT. So if I can spare the UPT, I don't have to worry about trying to cover incremental minutes. It's just I missed half of a 10-hour shift. I lose 5 hours of UPT. Of course, I did that last week, so I might not have that much UPT to lose. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Before I even actually clock in. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have about 20 minutes just sitting on ass before I actually go into work. Anyway, back to. I want to see Footloose, and I don't know why. Probably the soundtrack connection with Kenny Loggins. It's just like my brain is mashing up I'm All Right and Footloose, and it's turning into a pretty good thing. Somebody should mash those songs together. Anyway, no, we watched Caddyshack, and as I was saying, there were 3 pressings of that on LaserDisc. Only notable difference between the original one, which was like a mid-80s pressing, and the one that I have that was released in 1990, actually might have been an early 80s pressing. Only notable difference between the two is that the original pressing just had mono analog audio, and mine had mono digital audio as well as the analog audio. Other than that, they're nearly identical cover art. Pretty much everything else identical about it. I do think there was an actual remaster to the video. The video might be cleaner on mine. The video was actually really clean. I mean, it was pan and scanned. We had black bars on the side generated by my TV. But as far as the quality of the video, it was LaserDisc, but it was good LaserDisc. There was it looked good for what it was. But what I found when I cataloged it is there was a 20th anniversary late release put out on LaserDisc in 1999, which is really late for LaserDisc. Yeah, I need to put that on my wish list. And I'm pretty sure it's mono. If I remember right, looking at the specs on it, it's mono as well, which is being faithful to the original, theatrical sound on the thing. But that was a widescreen movie in theaters, and yeah, the 1999 LaserDisc will be widescreen. Not like I absolutely need that for my movie collection. I do have a rather unremarkable widescreen DVD of it sitting on my most visible shelf in my movie collection, the one that has different formats all mixed together on it, which to some people is just tacky as hell, but that section is not organized by format as much as it's organized by different series and genres. And kind of interesting, I was looking at that just to see the specs on it once I realized that, hey, this is mono. And so yeah, I've got that rather unremarkable DVD of Footloose, which granted, I keep saying Footloose once again, of Caddyshack, which granted we could have watched that and it would have looked better, but then we wouldn't have been enjoying the new LaserDisc player and dipping through my new LaserDiscs. But and what fun would that have been, right? But anyway, the so that's sitting on the shelf, and then to the left of it, Caddyshack 2 on VHS, which the sequel is nowhere near as good as the original movie. It just isn't, which is true of a lot of sequels. But yeah, I like having those two together on that shelf. I don't think I've even watched Caddyshack 2 all the way through. I think every time I've ever put that on and tried to watch it, it's kind of like a double feature. I've knocked the fuck out before I've made it through it. Yeah, that was just too many drinks in, usually. I'm just tired. But yeah, I'm pretty sure, nothing special about that on VHS. I'm just reasonably sure that the only copy that I have of Caddyshack 2 is on VHS, and it's not something that I'm into enough to try to hunt down another copy on another format. When one finds me, one will find me, and as much as I acquire like unwanted collections of movies, I'm sure eventually a DVD, assuming it exists on DVD, I would imagine it does, DVD will find its way to me. But in the meantime, yeah, the VHS on the shelf, it takes up the space, it completes the Caddyshack collection. And then sitting next to it, I've got a DVD of Back to School. And I put those together just because I figure those are Rodney Dangerfield's two best movies. I kind of have my own way of grouping things by things that to me tie movies together, as opposed to just organizing them alphabetical order. I mean, that's how I do all my music. It's all alphabetical order by artist, because otherwise I don't think I'd have a prayer of finding anything. And sometimes it's like that with movies. If I'm looking for a specific movie, it can be kind of tough. It's like, I think it's over here. But it's kind of funny. For me, like, what's coming out at movies, I find like if I'm going to watch multiple movies, the way I have mine organized, even though it seems chaotic, basically I have double and triple features like next to each other on the shelf. It's things that are going to be enjoyable to watch together. But yeah. I had damn near forgot how funny Rodney Dangerfield is in Caddyshack. Enjoyed the hell out of that. But yeah, I did tell him I'd buy him breakfast for driving all the way across town to my place and helping me, and then coming up with a brilliant idea using the jack and yeah, I gotta make good on that. I just I was just so exhausted I didn't feel like going anywhere after, and then we went in to check out the LaserDisc player and then got into the movie, and then by the time the movie was over, it was like, we both worked graveyard shifts, so it was, it was afternoon. That's late in both of our worlds, and yeah, good point. I probably overslept so damn much, but whatever. Hey, I work at Amazon. Nobody gives a shit if I'm late. As long as I got enough UPT to cover it, or PTO. And if I don't have enough UPT, I definitely have enough PTO. So, not stressing at all. Anyway, dang, I had like 20 minutes till my break is over. My break, it seems funny calling it a break when showing up at 12:10 in the morning, but anyway, may as well go in. I got some microwave burritos here, and since I don't have a microwave at home, I gotta take advantage of that at work. So, anyway, thanks for coming with on the drive. And by the way, if you've never seen it, watch Caddyshack. Such a great, funny movie. But I will tell you this: there are jokes and things that fly in that movie from 1980 that would get a person canceled today. And we had a good laugh at all of those parts. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for watching.